Hello, and my name is Dean, and I'm from RC Gadgets and Toys, and this is the eBay experiment. And welcome to my first video in March 2026. So, first off, it's going to be a video of two halves. Firstly, just going over what I've sold this month, which you can see a plethora even of pictures in front of you. So it hasn't been that busy, but there are some updates that I'd like to go with you at the end of the video. So first off, let's get on to what I've sold. So I'm just going to name the person and the item. The pictures are all up on screen. So first off, Andrew, he bought the Hot Wheels 50th anniversary trophy edition, a box basically full of special edition Hot Wheels trucks to commemorate the 50th year of the Bigfoot. Christine bought a TT01E bearing set. So that's specific for the TT01E. And then Craig bought a TT01E or TT01 diff housing. So thank you for that, Craig. Darren bought some dampers. He bought two actually. Two different compounds. From memory, I think it was medium and soft. Then we got Dean here, my namesake. Bought a Tamiya MO5 adjustable upper arm. These are super popular. I mean, I could only get from my supplier for Tamiya five of these, and they all went very, very quickly. Probably due to the new MO5 Monte Carlo Mini that's out. And then I've got another Dean. I keep buying my own stuff by the looks of it. Got some hop-ups, just some Hex Tamiya hard hex. That Dean, you're a repeat buyer, so thank you very much. Then we've got Grant. Grant bought the Hot Wheels Lambo side truck hauler. That's the last one that's went out this month. Very popular Hot Wheels edition. Again, can't get hold of those quick enough to sell them, to be honest. And then we've got another repeat buyer, Julian, bought some diff grease for Tamiya, another popular item that I sell in store. Lee bought some Blitzer Beetle rear tyres. These sell quite well because they fit a lot of the buggy type Tamiya cars. In fact, you can put those on the front of the Blitzer Beetle as well. And then we've got Mark. He bought some LED kit for his, I'm guessing his Tamiya vehicle. I use these quite a lot. Again, these are quite slow movers, but you know, they sell well. I mean, I've got them on a lot of my kits, the LED kits there from Tamiya. Another Mark, he bought just simply some 3mm washers, spare parts. Martin, another repeat buyer, so thank you, Martin. Again, he bought the Tamiya MO5 upper adjustable arms. Again, that's like I said, they sell very well. Matt, thank you. You're another repeat buyer. Another MO5 Tamiya carbon. Is that front or rear? It's front. It's a front damper stay. So thank you, Mark, for that. And then Mike from Jersey bought John Cena WWE. Thank you, Mike. Another repeat buyer, Paul. An old-ish motor, but an oldie but a goodie. A UGT turned motor, 24 turn. They look good and they perform well. We've got another repeat buyer, Paula. Thank you, Paula. RC Hex, basically 12mm hex, and their bearings and the hex like you would normally get on any Tamiya, slightly extended, so they fit the front and rear. Ideal for the chassis for putting upgraded wheels and things on that chassis. Very nice indeed. And then last but one, Richard bought a. Now this is for I believe, the squash van, and is it the Willys? The Willys Jeep. That's the only one I had. It's like a wheel hub that fits specifically those chassis. So thank you, Richard. And last but not least, Tony bought the MO8. But Tony, you are a repeat buyer. These are, are they upper arms? I can't quite work out what they are. I can't remember what they are actually. I think they're strengthened suspension joints. Forgive me because I can't actually see the picture from where I'm looking. So that concludes what I've sold. Not a lot compared to my last video. It's quite a big gap. But we now move on to some updates and tasks and just news that I'd like to share with you. Okay, here we are. So this is a quick-ish update on my RC Gadgets and Toys eBay store. So I don't know where to start really. So I've been doing eBay for a while. It's a bit of a side hustle. It's on the side. Works fine. I took it upon myself in October 2025 to decide to perhaps make a go of maybe becoming full-time stroke part-time online reseller. So apart from announcing that and getting some suppliers, which I'll come back to, I didn't really change a lot. I sold the same stuff in the same way in my same process. I've got a full-time job and doing this in the background. That's how I did it. Now we are now in March. We're kind of, where are we now? Sort of a quarter of the way through March 2026 from the time of recording. And nothing's much changed. Everything is how it is. I'm looking at my stats now. It's all pretty much the same. It's not quite as good as what it should be. Everything has gone down. I'm just going to move the screen a little bit here. So listing impressions, and I apologize for not looking right at the camera, but click-through rate, page views, sales conversions is sort of like 0. It hasn't really moved, to be honest. Although everything's moving on my screen and I can't stop it. Here we go. Right. Looking at my sales data across 31 days, it's the same. In fact, the last 31 days, it's down 1%. My income has increased, which I'll come back to. Yeah, so I'm in this sort of middle ground where I think, what am I doing? So itching my head is one of them. So this is completely unscripted and uncut because actually I need to move some bits and pieces. I don't know what is going on. I'm sorry about this. Okay, let's get back to it. Right, let's start off. So one of the things that I have done, and it wasn't until I logged all my sales officially, that's with all the sales and the eBay fees, which are quite crippling. But when you take all that off, you suddenly realize you're not earning. And one of the things I changed was the postage and the pricing. So I'm not overpriced on my store. I'm competitive. Some things are above the sort of the rate and some are slightly below, but I have changed my pricing policy a lot. And what I found over the last 2 months, so that's February, well, definitely February and so far into March, that my profit margin is much bigger. So I'm actually making money. Whereas before, it seemed, from what I can gather, that I was just breaking even, maybe making a little bit of profit. What is wrong with my hat? What's going on? Why am I wearing a hat? So it has improved. I find now that when I'm selling items, that I'm actually making a profit, which you might laugh and think, well, that's the whole point. Well, it's not until you actually write it all down, or in this case on a spreadsheet, making sure that you put all the fees in the eBay charge and this is obviously without tax commitments, because I'm submitting my work as an additional income to my current job. It might not make much difference, or I might end up having to pay a little bit more tax. It depends on what they see. There are a lot of outgoings still, which I'm subsidising through my wages. So it's not out and out. It's probably not making a profit. But I've got to do, normally when you come into any new business, making profit is further down the line. Right, so it is changing and it is improving. Second, so I'm in this sort of, where do I get my stock from? Now, things have changed ever so slightly. I have got 4 streams of supply. The first one is going to be the first time that I'm not going to delveuge. What's the word I'm trying to say? Tell you. I don't know what to say there on where I'm getting it from, because it's anyone can do it, so it's not a problem, and it's nothing nothing dodgy. It sounds dodgy, but it's not dodgy. It's all legit, and lots of people do it anyway. But if they don't do it in the right way, it can be expensive. Now, I have done some communication with this company overseas, and I do get discount if I spend a certain amount. Last week, which is new news, last week, because if you know if you're buying abroad, you'll know that from some of these countries, the UK at the moment has a limit on £134, and anything over that, then you'll get import charges. So it holds you back a little bit. I've now officially arranged a second tier discount with this company. If I spend X amount, I get more discount. So not only, if you order more, it's going to cost more to get it shipped, but you've got to pay your import duties. I get extra discount now for buying X amount, which subsidizes most of the import charge. So I'm actually the same as ordering a £134 order, which can only be so big. And then once I go over that, I have to go quite a bit over that. It's not just like a couple of quid. It's probably almost double, if not 2.5 times my normal order rate to get the discount to make it worthwhile of getting the stuff into the UK and, yeah, making it worthwhile. So that's big news. So that's now just been allowed. So that'll be, I haven't ordered anything yet. I've got a couple of orders outstanding, so normal orders. So when I make the big order, you should see a slight change in the amount of stock coming in. So that's going to help. I have 2 toy distributors. They do pretty much the same stock, if you like. I stock Hot Wheels, and I've also started to stock, I'm going to look down there, Funko and WWE. Now, it's a funny thing. What I found is the toy items, these are all brand new, by the way, are kind of slow burn. So you buy them in and nothing happens. I've still got some stuff which I did think would sell very quickly and just haven't. I'm not overpriced. It looks good. There's not much on the internet of that. I've got a little bit of a gap in the market. Not much, but a slight gap. But I've still got them. And I'm not like overpriced or underpriced. I'm sort of not even expensive, yet they've not moved. I don't know what to do about them. I might have to. It's not really the price, I don't think, either, because it's got 17 watchers, 143 views, and 17 watchers, 4 items, nothing. I even sent those 17 people a discount code. Nothing. I don't know what's going on. Even I'd buy it. I would buy it if it was sent to me. So I don't know. I'm lost. So that's something I've got to look into. But Funko is slow burn. WWE slow burn. Hot Wheels slow burn. I've got two toy suppliers, one of which the minimum order is £250, zero postage. The other supplier is, you can order what you like. Anything over £150 in the order, you get free postage. So that works fine, even though those two companies sell similar items at similar prices, but they're slow burn for the store. So they go on store and they stay on there. I don't know. I know the reason, and the reason is I'm a small fry. I'm very, very small. If you're selling Hot Wheels and toys, generally if you're a bigger store, you've got more following, more traffic, people buy off you. Even though, and just maybe you can buy at a slightly different rate. I don't know. I don't think I'm overpriced on any of my stock, to be honest. And the fourth one, which is what everybody does, because now the car boot season has, well, it started like perhaps last month, isn't it? Like February, but it's getting more into car boot season if you're doing that type of buying and selling. Now, I went down there actually from the time recording, the weekend just gone. It's Monday, what is the date? I don't know what the date is today. It's I still don't know what the date is. We don't know what the date is. We're lost. We are completely lost. What's the matter with my phone? The phone never ever does what it's supposed to do. There it goes. All right, 9th. It's the 9th. We're just into sort of the first part of March. And I went into a car boot yesterday, which was the 8th, and started sourcing second-hand products for my store, which still links to what I'm selling. So I'm not going to show you anything at the moment because I'm still sort of working through it. But I've got some old die-cast basically, which I'm going to start selling on store. Anything, I mean, nothing super collectible, but it's, in my opinion, I think people will buy it. I did buy some stuff for some charity stores. That hasn't really done, although it's cheap. I'm looking at it down there. It's on my store. Again, it, it's not particularly high market value and probably not going to sell quickly, even though maybe they're slightly overpriced. I've got to look into that. So that's kind of where we're at. Every week that I get my payment, because I get paid weekly, it's been a good amount. I wouldn't say like massive, but I'm just going to look at my screen now. So if I look at payments, you won't see this as I log into my very slow computer doing just clicking the mouse and nothing happens. Come on. Hopefully it will start to work. Well, it isn't actually working for some reason. Why is it not working? What's going on? Let's have a look. It isn't. It's actually not work. It's frozen, if anything. Oh, there it goes. It did freeze. My computer is. That's another story. My computer's absolutely shot to bits. Right. So I'm just going to go down payouts. So I've got a payout here, which was last Tuesday. And I generally would have payments each week that are over £100. So on an average week, I'm probably, I don't know, looking at my figures there, probably averaging about £150 a week. My computer really is struggling because it's trying to record. I'm trying to move stuff. So yeah, £150 a week. Of course, it isn't all profit. It's probably, the actual profit is probably half that. So out of £150, you might find, 75 be 50%. 75 quid is probably about right of actual out and out profit every week. And that's been doing that It's been doing that since probably December, January, weekly. It's got slightly better now as I've sorted out my pricing structure so that I can see, what it is that I'm earning. To give you some idea, I don't know if this will work either because knowing my computer, it just can't cope. So my spreadsheets, which you can't see at the moment, I'm just going to go back a bit here. So, for example, total profit. This is actual profit for February was £250. I'm going to January now. The actual profit just from there was 300, just over £300. If I go back to October, which is a little bit hit and miss, this is when it's all a bit wrong. The profit for October, which was terrible, £36. I'm just going to November wasn't a lot better. I probably hadn't sorted it all out properly. £68 in November. December I wasn't really here because I went on a holiday, and that's only 52. So the first 3 months totals to about a couple of £100 maybe, £150 profit in 3 months. But from January it's 300, February 250, and so far in March £111. So it is going up. So what I have done, I'd like to say worked, basically. So I don't know where we're going from here. So these videos, it is a bit too much to do weekly, which I found out. You probably find monthly would work better because apart from the profit side of it, it has changed. And I'm telling you, or advising you how I've changed it. And it's simply by monitoring my postage properly rather than guesswork, which sounds obvious. But from the beginning, it's sort of nothing's really changed as far as what I'm selling. It's the same amount of stuff. Some good weeks, some not so good weeks. But we're averaging a turnover of around about £150, just over a week. My stock is changing slightly, and it will change through the summer. And with the car boot sales, but that won't be every week. But the stuff I'm getting will accumulate and go online, a slow sort of feed onto online, because one of the things that isn't that massive on my store is my following, 206 followers. I haven't actually gone into my other social media. In fact, I've actually dropped doing TikTok, which probably be a mistake. I just haven't really felt the urge to go on TikTok to tell people this. I mean, I should really maybe try a different aspect, not what I've sold, but what I'm getting in. I think I might change that. Nothing's been set yet, but I will announce it perhaps on my posts on this channel of when I do that. I'm thinking I might do my TikTok of stock in to tell you or show you what I've actually got rather than telling you what I've sold. I don't really think that works. Not for me. There's lots of people that do it. I personally don't think that works on TikTok, although they've got lots of following. So I can't make it work on TikTok. It should be the way there. So that's something to look forward to in 2026. The next video will be in a month's time, so it's probably going to be April at some point now. Some more updates. I'm not sure, if I said a lot, showing you a page of stuff that I sold, I'm not sure that's going to work. I don't know what to do. I might change that to have some actual more stats. I'd still like to thank the people individually that have bought, so there might be like a B-roll of their names, maybe. Maybe I'll do that just as like a thanks at the beginning of the video. Maybe I'll come like a talking head video and going over roughly what I've sold, roughly how much I've earned, and I'll then advertise or announce new stock coming in to check out on my TikTok store. So that's kind of the way forward. So yeah, that'll do for now. Let me know what you think. There's so many variables on selling online. There's lots of people doing it. There's so much advice out there. I'd like to make a bit of a shout out actually. Firstly, I don't know how to tag him in. I don't know how to do that. And he's not going to watch it. But Dan, the creator, who was helping other small channels with content creating, very, very good. I don't normally, because so many YouTube gurus online telling you do this, do that, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. But Dan is completely different. I'm going to put a link in this description somewhere. In the bottom, I don't know, can I at him in? Does he know? Does he care? He should care because he's very good at what he does. And I want to give a shout out to, I'm going to get his channel name wrong. And I just stumbled across him via Dan the creator, and his name is, he's got a massive following, like over 6 million views. So I've only watched like 2 of his videos. I think his name is Ali Abdul. I do apologise if I got that wrong. But, I mean, it's about business. And I just watched 2 of his videos, which, it's one of those strange things. It's, how can I put this? So freaking obvious, but you don't think of it. So if you're actually making or trying to make a business out of selling, any business, it doesn't have to be eBay, any business, if you're selling anything or want to start a business, you can, one of your things you should go to is Ali Abdul and have a word with him. Have a little, little comment. Watch some of his videos. The 2 that I've watched are about starting up and sort of the philosophy behind it. I don't normally go for that. I am literally, oh, that's not gonna, oh, whatever. But oh my god, I haven't implemented anything what he said apart from up here at the moment. Brilliant. I'll try and put a link in the description of him as well. 6 million views. Dan the creator's got, can't quote how many views he's got. How many, sorry, not views, followers. What am I talking about? So 6 million followers, I think Ali, and Dan's got, I don't know, has he got 1 million? Don't know, a lot. But both of those together, brilliant. And I think Dan advocates Ali as well. Dan watches a lot of his videos. So that's where I got the combo from, if you like. So that's enough now. We're moving on. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you're doing if you watch these videos. Let me know your thoughts. They are just talking head videos. Keep an eye out for posts and news and views on my TikTok, which has actually dropped off at the moment, but I'm going to change that in the coming weeks. Hopefully things will start to pick up. Well, they are picking up, but they're not. It's not going to be a full-time job, nowhere near, not even part-time. Like I said, moving towards a day off in the week, which is sort of working. I've got the odd day off here and there now to do some car boots and to some eBay administration. So it's slowly working. So we're still there. We're still pushing forward. Hope you liked what you heard. Hope you liked what you saw. And I will see you in a month's time, 4 weeks roughly, for the next update video. Thanks very much for watching. Dan the creator, Ali Abdul, give him a look. You can't really go wrong. YouTube and selling. I'll see you on the next video. My name's Dean. This is the eBay experiment, aka RC Gadgets and Toys. And I'll see you later. Bye for now.